It's time for the more detailed TAPA EMEA technology update that we promised you yesterday, plus another new TAPA EMEA initiative that we'll be hearing about from Bjorn Hartong. So to present, let's welcome Torsten Newman, App Boom, and Bjorn Hartong.
Thank you, Sam.
Every day, our members are on the move, supplying the world, running the show. We want to keep moving with you. That's why we're proud to announce the new, all-improved TAPA EMEA website. A clean, modern look. Single sign-on. A members-only area. And multi-language support, helping us take TAPA EMEA to the next level.
Good afternoon. How is everybody this afternoon? Always a challenging moment, yeah? Just after lunch, it's a biological thing. The blood is going to your stomach because you need to digest your food, but we want it in your brain, and hopefully the clip assisted us in getting your attention to what we're proud of. We're proud of presenting our new TAPA EMEA website. In a bit, Torsten will speak on TIS. I want to take you just in a few minutes through the highlights of the new website to prevent that you now all are going to your mobile device to find the new website. We changed nothing in the address. The URL is still the same. It's active now. You see it here on the screen. And first, I want to take you through our front end. Apart from the feel and look, I hope you recognize we changed the feel and look more to 2022. But most important, what we changed for you, where we had the most issues with you about, is the single sign-on. No longer double sign-ons, no longer double sign-ons to the TIS or the IIS. One password, one login, and you are in the member area and you are in TIS. How will we do this? In a few days we will email you. You get a lot of emails from us, but it's important that we communicate with you in the right way, where we will invite you to change your password, to log into the new website, arrange your new password, and then everything is open for you. So no action needed from your side at this moment. We will take the initiative, we come to you, sending you an email, and then you can all log on to the new website. But even more important than the log on, what I would like to challenge you on is to give us your information. Because behind the website is our CRM, our Customer Relation Management System. And the more information we have on you in this system, the better we can work for you. One of the weakest points in our organization, as you know, as a full member you have 3 seats, as an SSP you have 2 seats, a consultancy member has 1 seat, is that the seats are not filled. Most of the time we only have 1 representative in our present CRM. And this is also a great moment where I want to make a call out to you. Please use your seats, fill in the seats, because in the future it will be more important for the trainings, the whole handling of the invoices, to make our life easier. It's not only feel and look, of course. We have the highlights. The most important highlight is the single sign-on. But then, of course, if we scroll down a little bit, it's all about resilience. I hope you recognize that we cleaned up the website. We're still hard working on the information on it. Another part is where you can directly subscribe to the notifications out of TIS. So we will bring the information to you as long as you tell us that you want it. Of course, we have the insights. You recognize this from the former website, but more, let's say, selected in the right way. Standards and certifications, very important part for TAPA EMEA. We will stop with the large FAQ pages we have. Marcus did a great job in developing together with Max Internet Security. But by the way, they are here, they're sitting here, our provider. They did a great way of developing a wiki in which you can find all your questions on the standards and certifications. And of course, the registration will stay as easy as it is now, but far more automated. And what we realized, and I think for some of you we had a lot of questions about that, we have now integrated in the website, in the front end, an e-commerce tool. That means that we can get away, if you want it, the choice is yours, for manual invoices. You see here an example. So we will also no longer bother you with the fact, do you still have your 3 training sheets? Are your training sheets taken? Somebody wants to go to training, do you allow it? Because this is where you are important, this is where you fill it in the back end. Of course, you fill it in the front end, you don't see that there is a system behind it, but we find all your information in the back end. And we will start with coupons. Now that we have the e-commerce system, the first thing we will use it for is for the training. And we will use coupons, and that means you only get in contact with us either if you have questions yourself, or when you have passed your the 9 trainings you are entitled to per year. And of course, we will develop this further. Yeah? So we will change the invoice system in quarter 3, so you will see that everything will be automated. Is there any question on the new website? Silence means agreement. Looking forward to your responses, and thank you for your time.
Short and sweet. Thank you, Ab. So, as you already said, it's not always easy to be the first speaker or the first session after lunch, especially not if you have the fancy food here in the Netherlands, you know, the bitterballen, the frikandel, and all this crazy stuff. It's very, very croquette. It's a very, very healthy food, especially for the Dutch people, but it's perfectly fine. By the way, because we also received the question, you know, the good news is you can use the website on every freaking device. It doesn't matter. Everything is responsive, everything is good, you know, another lessons learned. We've been asked sometimes, do you have an app for the conference? It's not needed anymore. Go to conference.tapaemea.org and everything is there. Why? Because then you have everything for all devices. It's not iOS driven, it's not Android driven. You can use it wherever you want, whenever you want, and it's easy to use it. Okay? So that's really important. Before I come to my update, I need to do 2 things. It's quite important. So first of all, I need to give you a reminder. We still have a couple of stickers. Okay? Only a couple. We did some tests yesterday again. I gave you a hint how many you need for TVs. If you have an IKEA PAX system, it's 8. If you have an IKEA Billy, it's 4.5. Okay? So take as many as you want. We have tons of them. You know, I would like to see at least 500 as a Volkswagen facility in Wolfsburg. You know, at least 500, and I'm pretty sure Jan can do it. You know, so it's a challenge for Jan. So let's wait and see if he will do it. Okay? So I hope he will do it. Okay, so Marcus was already talking about, you know, sharing and doing everything, and he did, together with the team and with the local team and everybody, our TAPA PSR trailer, a little bit to show you, or the teaser, what is behind the PSR initiative. You know, and let me show it to you really quickly, what it really means, what they did.
Supply chain resilience is one of the biggest challenges in our world. Over 95% of all cargo thefts involve attacks on trucks, and 50% of these crimes occur when trucks stop in unsecured parking areas. TAPA EMEA's parking security requirements for secure truck parking are the standard that both the industry of high-value theft-targeted products and the drivers' councils are requesting. Become part of the world's leading supply chain resilience and security association and follow the PSR and partner program to make the supply chain even more secure for all parties involved. Joining TAPA's PSR is free to parking place operators. For more information, contact us now on tapaemea.org.
So very quick, you know, but as you know, it's very also important, share everything, you know, so there's no secrets behind the material, there's no secret behind, yeah, that's YouTube. It starts automatically, I'm sorry. Let's close this one. We also have an own YouTube channel, so if you do not register to tapaemea.org, you know, please do so. But share all information, you know, because again, we need you, we need your input, you know, we need to share the word to everybody. So, but let's now focus really on TIS and, you know, the TAPA really intelligence service and the system and what is behind it. It will be very, very quick, but I would like to remind you why it's important to share data. So we heard it yesterday from Europol. We heard it from people. We heard it from our members. And I'm always frustrated when people are saying, yeah, but I'm a cost center. It's in your own hand to turn this around in your company, okay? But what you need for that, it's data. Okay, I'm an engineer, I'm German. This is the worst situation you can have, okay? German and engineer is something which is not nice, okay? We are always data-driven, we are always on time. Up hates me for that, but it is what it is, okay? And we are working very close together because everything is based on data nowadays. If you go to a CFO or CEO, what is he interested in? He is interested in the big data. What can you do for him to make his life easier? What can you do for him to make his business better? How can you improve his return of investment? How can you improve his profit, his revenue? And last but not least, and actually it's the most important for you, how can you increase customer satisfaction? We heard it from Michael Arner. We will hear it from Volkswagen. We heard it from Amazon before, from other companies. The worst situation for you is when your parcel, when your shipment is not arriving at the final customer. Because social media is an amazing tool. It's an amazing opportunity. It can kill you in seconds. One wrong message, social media can kill you immediately. And that's really quite important to understand that. And so if you look at the development of IIS and TIS, please have in mind that IIS is already in place in Europe, Middle East, and Africa for 21 years. Actually, Gilad was leading it for a while, okay? And he still remember that he gave exactly the same message to everybody when he was staying here. Report your cargo crime. And I explained to you yesterday, and I will show it to you today. So, first of all, it's easier, but I'm not going into the functions because what is always important, what I always say to everybody is play with it. Play with the tool, deal with it, do whatever you want. Don't get me wrong, you will not be in a position to destroy it. Okay, that's really quite important. What is the most important thing for me, for example, on a daily perspective is to say, okay, what can I see with one click? And I always say, okay, when I have, like with the media or whatever, so what really happens over the last, 18 months now? And I gave you numbers yesterday already, so I can say that since the 1st of January 2021, we had more than 10,000 reports into our system. More than 10,000, okay? Some numbers you will now say, okay, but 67,000 euro is not 140,000 US dollar. Yes, unfortunately not. But we have reports in euro and we have reports in US dollar. And we do not calculate everything on this one, so that's the reason for it. It's also quite important if you look at the total loss of all incidents. Okay? We will fix that, or not fix, but we will adjust it potentially in one of the next revisions. And we need your feedback. I give you 3 examples for the first feedback we received. So, it is very important, that of course we are TAPA Europe, Middle East and Africa. Everything what we focus on is TAPA Europe, Middle East and Africa. If you as a company would like to use it for the other regions, you can do it. Our reports, everything is focused on Europe, Middle East and Africa. It's the same like if you look at some statistics, if you look at, where the losses occur, what is, linked to unclassified parking, for example. I'm sorry, and that's also quite interesting. 6 years ago, we had a number of nearly 80% of all reported crime was on so-called unsecured parking places. Due to also our initiative, this is now dropping below 50% in average. And that's an amazing achievement. But criminals are always looking for the next opportunity. Criminals are always looking for the next weakest link. And criminals will always go to the direction where they do believe I can do something with, a little bit investment, but a great outcome. So, and here are the numbers. Here you can see it. Of course we can spend now ages on the statistics, But for me, the best, when I'm going, for example, let's say we are sitting in the European Commission, at the Landsec conference, or we are going to Europol, or we go to Interpol, or we go to the ministry in Germany, or in the Netherlands. What I always show first is our mapping tool. And I say, look at this, look at the wonderful European Union, it looks really nice, it looks really beautiful. Everything is perfect in the European Union, But let's now look at the European Union when we only look at the reported cargo crime to TAPA. And that's very important. It is the tip of the iceberg. Okay? And I told you already, and I will give you the examples on this one, nobody can see your data, especially if you tell us, don't show our data, because then it's only in the big number. But even if some is in the hidden database, if I now click the incidents, this is the last 17 months. Actually, where we are staying right now, you disappeared. So the Netherlands are not there anymore. Germany, maybe a little bit at the Czech border. UK, you can see, that's the reason why there's a Brexit. It was better to leave than to be stolen, you know. You can see that Ireland is, from a theft perspective, one of the most secured areas in the world, or in Europe. From a drinking perspective, it's a different story. But it's quite important to understand that, you know. And it's also important, and that's what I love now, really with the tool, it's giving you something where you can plan a proactive risk mitigation process, you know. And what Dan said also this morning, you know, it's very important. And I know Dan Patel for 20 years, and I know predictive analytics. And what I always loved, what Dan said straight from day one, which I implemented, for example, also with his support in my old days in Motorola and Nokia, was give your CFO the number, what is your risk avoidance? What is what you avoided for your company? And don't focus, what unfortunately a lot of people are still saying, what do you invest it? It's a number which is important, but it's not a number you should tell your CFO. You should tell your CFO the return of investment. Because don't get me wrong, it doesn't matter if you invest 2 million or 10 million, as long as you avoid 20 million. Always more, which means you have a return of investment. And the best is try to calculate and measure customer satisfaction. And even if your salespeople will not like it, go to your customer and talk to your customer as a security organization. And ask him, what is the impact on his side when you lose a truck on the way to, let's say, MediaMarkt, and Michael's PlayStations will not arrive, or whatever. And that's quite important. And more will come, because we will see more supply chain disruptions. And it's out of doubt that more will come, okay? So what is quite important, and I'm now a little bit more specific, but let's switch off the incidents. Okay, let's now say, for example, okay, I'm more focused on PSR locations. You can see all PSR locations, one click. You can filter, blah, 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 but I don't need to explain it to you, you know, because you should play with it, okay? And what is important for me now, what are the FSR locations? And this is something you must say, come on, guys, all over Europe, Middle East, and Africa, you will find at least a location where you can drive from one location to the next one to be on the safe side. And if you now say, okay, but I also would like to have my PSR location on top of it and my TSR, so where can I find a truck security company in Europe? This is the network you should rely on. This is exactly what we do for the last 24 years in Europe, Middle East, and Africa, you know, to give you the network you need to be in a position to mitigate your risk to the lowest level possible in the entire industry. And when you're good right now, you will say, for example, also, okay, but I would like to go from a specific place to another place, you know, or I would like to say, okay, what's going on when I'm driving now from A to B, or I'm going, for example, now from, you know, Rotterdam or whatever, you know. As you know, everything is inside the tool. So you can say now, for example, okay, I'm going from Rotterdam to Hamburg, so show me the tool, show me the best route. Then you can see the best route, you know, for him. But then you can say, okay, I don't need a TSR location or a TSR company because I already have one. What I'm interested in, first of all, where do I have my parking places? And then I can see, yeah, maybe I can make it with my parking places, but what if when I have an FSR location, because all FSR locations are also safe and secure. Okay, so you can mitigate your risk already. And then you can say, okay, show me all incidents. Now you can filter, you can even download it. And the good news is, when you say, I only want to have, you know, okay, you can also do this, that's also good, because I like it also. So you can say, for example, I only would like to have all incidents which are really attached to my route. You can also click this box, and then it's only showing you and it's downloading all the incidents which are only affecting to your route and not all the other ones. And a special thanks to Panna, because Panna gave us clearly this, improvement, and we did it. This is the most important thing, okay? Again, this is your tool, and we do what you want. It's the same with the website. Yes, the CRM is something to make our life easier, and I must say I'm really happy to found the team from Max, together with Rutger and the entire team, because they really speak the same language as we do. And trust me, coming from an association with 100 members, now going to 800, it is not our tool. We do what you want. And when you say, Thorsten, or to the team, what do you think about that? We discuss it, we sit together, we go to the members and we say, what do you think about that? Because this is not a race. So let's be very open and honest. This tool will never be ready. We will never finish our TIS tool. Never. Because it's not a 100-meter race. There is no finish line. We look for continuous improvement. We always must be better, and we always must drive for your membership. So it's very important to come back on that, okay? It's very important that you say, hey, let's do it, okay? Oh, this was, by the way, a slogan Luke loves. So let's do it. Let's do it together. And again, I don't want to bother you now with all the information, what we can do, but for me, some numbers, and there's one point, especially in the European Commission, and I will never forget this in this room, with all the crazy parliament guys and everybody, when I showed them exactly what I showed you right now. And I said, look at the lovely European Union, look at it. Doesn't it look great? And especially the guys, from the Nordics and so on, they were like, oh man, this looks really nice and slick. And I said, yeah, but look now at your country with cargo crime data. This is your European Union. This is how criminal, in the cargo crime perspective, your European Union is. And we only talk about cargo crime. And then you see all the politicians, I will not say anything anymore without my attorney. No, just kidding, but this is the message you need to give them. And it's the same with the cargo crime monitor. This is the number you should present to them. Because it's very impressive. If you look, and if I can say, hey, we have right now, in the last 12 months, more than 2,000 incidents reported only in Germany. Again, we have now the 8th of June, so it's a little bit more than 5 months. Let's make it easy. 160 days, roughly. We have more than 10 incidents every day. Every freaking day. Reported. Actually, we have more than 200 every day. Because this is what we know, okay? So that's really quite important. If you are interested to know more, to understand more what TIS means, what we are doing, please let me know. We are always happy. We are always happy to give trainings. We are coming to your companies, And what is the most important thing now, the usage for LEAs is free. So if you have a police contact within your country, within your city, who is an amazing support for your company, let him know there's a tool he can use free of charge. All police people, all law enforcement agencies in Europe, Middle East, and Africa are allowed to use our tool for free. We have more than 134 LEAs in Europe, Middle East, and Africa alone using our tool, and we want more. Secondly, that's also quite important, okay? And we do it for 3 countries now. If you give us your data as a police force, we give you reports. Okay, so in the Netherlands, we receive police data. We create reports out of it, and we give the police reports or the reports to the police, and they use it internally to show what the heck is going on in the Netherlands. We do the same in Denmark. We do the same in some states in Germany, because Germany is very complicated from a police point of view, and not only from a police point of view, but specifically from a police point of view, And we are right now in discussions with other states that we do the same. So if you have a great contact, let us know. This is the offer to all police forces, all of them. Make sense? Perfect. That's what I need. It's like a aerobic class, you know, come on. Any questions before we will come to one more item? Any questions? Any comments? Report your cargo crime. Come to me. Send me a message. Send me an Excel sheet. There's a question.
I have a question over here.
Thank you very much. I'm Sotiris, the host from People. I would like to ask if this is based in Open API and if you can use the data to integrate the data in the platforms that each company is using.
So if you are a member, it's your data, okay? So as a member, you're allowed to use the data, when I understood your question correctly. That's not a problem.
It's not just to use the data through the platform. If we can integrate the data from the platform to other platforms, that the members...
For your internal use, yes. Mm-hmm. You're not allowed to commercialize the data.
No, internal use.
Internally, no problem. As a member, you can do, I would like to say with the data, nearly whatever you want.
Okay, thank you very much.
It's your data. It's not TAPA data, it's a membership data. Everything what we do is owned by the members because it's your industry association. It's for the members, it's coming from the members, and it's for the members. But we have agreements also with some companies, and they use it also for our members within their platform. You know, Everstream Analytics, Risk Intelligence, BSI, Overhaul, they use our data in their platform, but only for TAPA members. So if you're a TAPA member, if you use one of their solutions, you can use our data. It's not a problem, but only for TAPA members. Very easy, become a TAPA member. That's how easy it is. Any further questions, comments? Okay, I have one more task to do. As you have seen in the video, in 2020, there was a COVID crisis, and we prepared our conference here in sunny Amsterdam. And we always had TAPA Awards. TAPA Awards means that you are doing or you did an amazing job for TAPA EMEA. We stopped that, but we stopped the conference 2 years ago. So we went to our warehouse and we looked what we still have in the warehouse. And we still have TAPA Awards. And there's a reason for that, because these guys did an amazing job for TAPA. But, of course, the print is now 2020. So let's go 2 years back. And please really give a great applause to Luc van Urk from Nike, because I would like to give him now an outstanding award from TAPA Europe, Middle East and Africa, especially for all the support he gave when he was a BOD and officer at TAPA Europe, Middle East and Africa. Okay, so please welcome Luc. And again, it's 2020, so you should be faster now because you're 2 years younger, man. See?
Still can do this. That's unexpected, but really appreciate it.
Perfect, thank you.
So,
thanks for your support.
Thanks, Torsten. I will not hug
2
you.
years later.
It's
Thanks for everything.
Thank you.
Perfect, thank you.
Thanks, man.
Okay, we have 2 more to go. Okay, 2 more. The next one, same story, same stuff. Also, amazing support. I would like to ask Ryan de Vries to come on stage and to get an Outstanding Achievement Award. Annual Conference Amsterdam 2020, okay? So.
I will go the safe way.
Thank you very much. Everything.
It was a pleasure.
Perfect.
And unexpected, like Luc. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So, last but not least, okay, we come. I think his world or his life changed dramatically over the last 2 years. Only on the positive side, okay. He made the best move ever in his career. He joined us. He is now a TAPA EMEA full-time employee. But before that, he was a member of the board. He left the board with all the changes and everything. And I'm the happiest person to have him also in our team. You know, I would like to ask Markus Prinz to come on stage and get also an award for his outstanding support before he joined us, you know, in the TAPA Europe, Middle East and Africa family.
There was a reason for deployment, huh?
It was only the award.
Thanks a lot.
Perfect.
Thank you.
So thank you. As already said, I think it's really quite important, you know, that we give recognition. Again, check the new website. Check everything. Okay. You need to ask again. I'm sorry for new members' login details, but it's perfectly fine because now we have single sign-on and everything. And the good news is, just to also let you know, everything what we do right now, also all our communication is really controlled, GDPR, blah, blah, blah. We have everything in the cloud, you know, and so on and so on. You won't believe how much money we invest now into compliance and everything. It's in some cases it's crazy, you know, but of course we need to protect everything, you know, on the best way. And that's really quite important for all of us. So now I would like to hand over to Sam. When you're ready, because we are perfectly on time. Oh, where's the slide? Okay, we need to switch back to the slide. We have one more topic. There it is. It's not there, but it's there already. So you can see it there already, okay? So please welcome Björn, our treasurer, and long-time support also for TAPA Europe, Middle East and Africa. So one slide for him.
Cool. Well, thanks. Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. As you can probably see, we're seeking for volunteers. And the reason is that because we've decided to invest into the future and find courses or trainings which would help certain members in our community to grow in their career, hopefully then still like us in the future and potentially become board members because we might need them in a few years. So that was actually the call out. So we are looking for a group of volunteers that want to build up a program where we could have maybe your left hand or right hand, which is currently working for you, which would be in need of certain training or a course, and we would be then, as a TAPA, we would fund the course. That's part of the scholarship program. So if you think that's something I would like to do, then please come and find me. I would prefer to do that somewhere early in the evening, before early in the evening, but then that's it. So thank you, and looking forward to the rest of the day and evening.